Joining us now are relationship experts Linda Papadopoulus and Matt Titus. Morning, kids.
Good morning.
What is it then about, surveys will show that men by and large do cheat, women a little less so, but is there something about being rich and powerful that gives you greater license to do what a lot of men do anyway?
It's the gluttony of celebrity. Tiger Woods not only cheated on his wife, he cheated on his public. You know, this is another example of how a squeaky clean public image can be manufactured through 30-second sound bites. We don't know how he is personally, and how can a man that has everything, beautiful wife, athleticism beyond belief, and a fortune, want anything more? It's the gluttony of celebrity.
That's an interesting theory. Although, does he owe us some other kind of behavior? That becomes the real question.
Yeah.
But I think that's the problem, though. I mean, why do we hold these men up to be moral beacons? He hits a ball with a club. I have a real issue with that. He's a sportsman. That's what he is. You know, he's not a politician, which arguably should be a moral beacon. He's not, doesn't hold some public office. He does that, and I think there's a real issue in this society that we kind of tell our young people, look up to these guys because they're the ones that should aspire to be. Yes, in terms of hitting the ball, but you know, why everything else?
And here's, Matt, that's your wife.
That's your wife. We're in trouble already. Uh-oh.
And there she's calling now. But here's the question. Do you think that the famous, the rich think that they can get away with it? Because they seem to always get caught by the stupidest of behavior.
It's a narcissism.
Like, it seems like
it's
Tiger's
narcissism.
getting caught by voicemail.
You made a great point.
Yeah.
I mean, these men want these women to need them, fall in love with them. They just can't sleep with them and leave because they're egomaniacs.
Yeah, narcissism is at the core of this. If you look at all of these men, whether they're politicians, first of all, there's a great sense of entitlement, but secondly,
we should point out that you are a psychologist.
Yes, I'm a PhD in psychology, but also they have a sense of grandiosity with control. So whereas anyone else wouldn't leave a message saying, listen, take my voice, take my name off the voicemail, they'd think, if you're a narcissist, you have such an inflated sense of control over the situation and probably minimize other people to the point that you think you can get away with that.
It's control. That's all it is.
But here's the thing, Matt, just for men in general, why get married? If you want to spread your seed, excuse the way I say it, then why not just do that? Be single, be upfront about it.
Because if you want the billion-dollar endorsements and you want to be looked upon as a certain way, you have to have every accoutrement that the public wants. A family, a great moral standing, a charity work, everything. What he portrayed.
I don't agree with that.
No.
The other thing that's interesting about it, too, is you think of some of the other athletes involved. Kobe Bryant got in trouble with the law. That was the origin of his confession. Sometimes that's what precipitates it. This guy had a fender bender in his front yard. I mean, does he really owe anybody any explanation for anything?
Celebrities are public domain. They're public domain. And they have to, everybody wants to know about them.
Everybody wants to know, but that doesn't mean we need to know.
Yeah.
I mean,
very true.
If he hadn't hit the tree, we wouldn't be talking about this.
But also his wife. I don't know, my heart goes out to her because she's not married to the Tiger Woods we're talking about. She's married to the guy that you get up with in the morning and you fight over who's going to have the last bagel. You know, she's married to a normal guy, and now she's not just having to deal with her own emotions, but what we're doing here on thousands of editorials being written, and that's going to be hugely difficult for them to get out of.
Will she stay?
Yeah.
That's the question. Do you think she'll stay?
Do you know what? I think it all depends on how he pulls back. And actually, I think what he's doing is the right thing now. I think he needs to go under and not talk about and repair with her.
His charity's golf tournament. This is his charity's golf tournament is this week. He's not there. He probably is doing the right thing by staying home and trying
repairing
to
with
That's
her.
the Tiger Woods way. He's
a
private person. He doesn't the form that Letterman is or the personality. I'll bet you $1 million she stays with him.
You think so?
Absolutely.
That's your guess.
Absolutely.
That's your guess.
Yep.
And would you guess that Tiger Woods, in the end, comes out and makes any kind of public statement about any of this?
He lets his golf game speak for him.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going to let his golf speak for him, and it's all going to be about his relationship with his wife, which is what he should be doing.
I know.
Will he lose any of his sponsors as a result of this?
No, that's a good question.
If more people come out and start to talk about what happened, absolutely. If this is it, I think he has a good chance of keeping him.
Yeah, I mean, I think with sponsors, it all depends on what's being celebrated about him. You know, the sponsors that celebrate his sort of manly prowess, he'll keep those because it's a hard truth. But there's going to be a lot of guys going, do you know what? There's kind of cool. We all get him. And it's going to be, and that's the sad truth. If a woman did this, she'd lose a lot more sponsors. I'll tell you that.
Very interesting.
Very
interesting.
I don't agree with that, though.
You got to keep.
You wouldn't.
You have to try to figure out how to keep the ball out of the rough. That's the whole thing.
Oh, boy.
All right,
Okay.
Matt, thank you, Linda. Do appreciate it.